What is going on, Swoopers? Welcome back to another episode of Swoop Luke. In this bye week, in this bye round, we're going to do a mid-season review. We'll look at what's going on in the 2022 season so far compared to our 2021 season and what we can expect in the future of this season. So, let's get into it. Before we do jump straight into it, I have finally dropped my merch. I've got links everywhere down below, up there, wherever they are. So I've got t-shirts, I've got a jumper, I've got this awesome mug that I just keep using and like, I love it. I love it so much. So I've got those. I've got these nice quality, you can see how, they're like a matte shine stickers there. I've also got, and this is for pre-order at the moment, I've also got very own Swoop Luke hats coming. And you know how much I love my hats. I love this Bunnings hat so much. It's going to be the same sort of vein. So it's going to be corduroy with a stitched Swoop Luke emblem, the new emblem, which is awesome. So you'll see me wearing that in a little bit. But yeah, I got t-shirts. I'm working with the Carlton Draft t-shirt guys. They're helping me and, they've been amazing to work with. So they're out there. Yeah, just it's a testament to, what you guys have done for me. Like we've grown. You've helped me grow, and I owe you everything. So I thought this is my way of giving a little bit back, and get some merch and have some fun. I never thought I'd have merch out, so it's awesome. Swooploop.com is my website as well, so there's going to be a bit of merch on there, not the t-shirts and stuff, that's on the Carlton Draft website, but the mug and the stickers and the hats, that's on the Swoop Loop website, and it's going to be more like a blog, and I might get things submitted, so that's going to grow as well with us. But yeah, it is exciting, and if you can buy some merch, support the channel, I'd be much appreciated. All the money goes back into the channel, give you more content. I'm hoping to sponsor one of the boys next season, so that'll be that as well, go into there. So it's an exciting time, and again, thank you so much. I love you all. Let's get into this mid-season review. So, who had us here at the start of the season? Pretty much no one. Pretty much no one, except for a friend on Twitter, Aaron Wright. I think it's Aaron Wright, I'm pretty sure his name is. Richmond supporter, said that we would play finals. He said this in like December last year, so when we signed Fly Up. So, well done, man. That was a great prediction. Not even I had us finishing, or at this stage in the 8, or just out of the 8. So it's crazy. But in saying that, we are 8 wins, 5 losses. Last season, for the whole season, we had 6 wins. At this point last season, we had Lost Buckley as our coach. We had 2 wins. 2 wins. That's crazy. That is absolutely nuts. And look what a year has done. Look what a year has done. And, we are reaping some of the reward for effort last season. It was a grueling season. At this point last season, no Taylor Adams, Jeremy Howe went down. The game plan was just atrocious. It was just boring football. But Caleb Poulter was getting games. Finlay McRae was getting games. Ollie Henry was getting games. All these young kids were getting games into them. And although VFL was kind of stopping, they were still kind of getting those games into them. Still the gym, still in the process of being in a football club and getting some senior games and stuff like that. And like I said, we're getting the rewards for that now, which is Ollie Henry having a standout season. We'll talk a little bit about all that stuff later. And the club being in a great spot. Now this season, I think I had us finishing 13th. I think I'll have to go back into my video and check. At the moment, we're sitting 9th, equal in the top 8. I think we're like equal 6th or something. Doesn't really matter, we're still sitting 9th. But 8 wins, 5 losses, and 8 really good wins. 4 on the trot. And we've lost some games where we should have won. West Coast, we were up, should have won that one. Geelong, we were up by 30 points. We let them come back in. That was early in the season. And the Brisbane game, we could have won. Played horribly, but we could have won that one because we only lost by less than 2 goals or something like that. So, look, I'm not going to say, imagine if we won this match, we'd be equal first and stuff, because that's just, that could, you could say that about anything. Imagine I had put the right Powerball numbers in last week and I'd be a 40 millionaire. So that's happened. We learn from those. That Geelong game being up by so much, 9-goal quarter or whatever it was, and then getting smashed by Geelong, that doesn't happen now. We let Carlton get on 2 5-goal runs, or a 5-goal and a 4-goal run. We hang on and win that game. Same with Hawthorn, we hang on and win that game. Fremantle, we go up against, they were equal first or second on the ladder. we smashed them. And then this game against Melbourne, they were up by so much, we come back and we win. We will play good football for the majority of that game. But what I'm saying is that the West Coast game, if that happens right now, we don't lose that game. The Geelong game, if we're up by 30 points, there is no way we lose that right now. You got to remember, for that game in particular, no Nathan Murphy, Jeremy Howe and Darcy Moore had to defend as one-on-one defenders against Hawkins and Cameron, the best twin towers in the game, and no Jordan Rufford. We are more prone to running our games now, and that is a lot with Jared Wade, our fitness coach, so props to him and his team has been amazing. But that was just a little bit about the games that we've won, and the games that we've dropped as well. But just in a whole, what's worked is that this game plan, and I said it in the mid-season, the Swoop with Swoop as well, is the most excited I've been for a Collingwood side since the 2011 season. And I know that's so long ago, that's 11 years ago. What I mean by that is it's exciting to watch. This is an exciting brand of football. And yes, in 2018, when we were very defensive still. It got us to a grand final. That's fine. That's awesome. That's amazing. But I'm thinking that we're playing better footy now than we were in 2018. And I know we're not as consistent now than we were as in 2011 as well. But it's exciting football. It's daring football. And it makes me giddy. It gives me butterflies. The only time I ever get like this is when I see a plate of 12 pan-fried pork dumplings in front of me. A trigger warning if you don't eat meat. But that's how giddy and excited I get. Like, just thinking of the way Fly, Lepper, Bolton, Skipworth, Selwood as well, all these guys have worked together to make this team one of the most exciting teams in football at the moment. From what we were deplorable. We were boring as batshit. And I'm not going to mince my words because that's exactly what we were last year. We were just a horrible, horrible football side last year. And yeah, we had injuries and yeah, personnel weren't getting up and stuff like that. But the game plan was just so defensive, and I think we averaged 69 points in attack last season, and in the defense we were 82 points. The last time I checked the stats, we're averaging now 88 points in attack, and I think only about 85, 86 points in defense. So we've lost a little bit of our great defense last season, but we've gained nearly 20 points in attack, and that's exactly what you want to see. You go to the football to see goals, not to sit back and park the bus and hopefully a team doesn't kick as many goals as you. It's just, the one thing I love, and I tweeted about it, is the way that we dare to cut into the middle. Even if it doesn't work out, we're not afraid to try it again. And you see that all the time. And when it works off, it looks great. When it doesn't, you get opened up to the middle, they probably go on and kick a goal. But that frustration, you can kind of bury it because it's exciting, and we're seeing the team take risks that we wouldn't necessarily take to win games. And like I said at the start of the season, and like Fly said at the start of the season as well, is as long as, we might be down by 60 points or we might be up by 60 points, I just want to see us keep on fighting until that final sign. I don't want to see us drop our heads. The Brisbane game is a good example of this, was where I think we were down by 25 plus points or something like that. My memory is horrible. And the game looked already won by Brisbane, right? We just kept going, kept chipping away, kick a couple of late goals, and we only lose by 12 to 15 points. I really can't remember what it was. But a winnable sort of margin, because Brisbane started dropping off because they thought they had the game won. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see for the rest of the season. So now we're talking about what worked. So what didn't work, or what hasn't worked? And I don't think much hasn't worked, because it's a new system, new team, etc. Well, not new team, but new assistants and coaches and stuff like that. I guess the only thing is our defense is the only thing I can really sing out. Letting teams go on 4 or 5 goal runs. Hawthorn's done it. Obviously Geelong did it in that game. West Coast did it at one point. Carlton did it twice in their game. So we can't let teams do that. Even if you're up by 50 points or 30 points, that's your margin cut so much, right? And then, or if you're only losing by a goal, then they go on to kick 4 or 5 goals. You have to kick 4 or 5 goals or 6 goals more to win the game. So we can't let teams do this, because teams will just eat you up. And Carlton, credit to them, because they nearly beat us. They went on 2 runs, like I said, a 5-goal run and a 4-goal run late in that last quarter as well. So we let teams do that, and they just come up and kill us. And thankfully, they haven't, except for that Geelong game. But that's what can happen to you. That Geelong game is the worst of it. And that Carlton game is the lucky of it, where the team goes on, but we hold off. So that can get worked on a lot. But in saying that, it doesn't help that we don't have a key fullback. Jeremy Howe, Darcy Moore aren't fullback defenders. Nathan Murphy in the team helps because he is kind of a one-on-one, a great one-on-one defender, more so than Moore and Howe are. So that does really help us. But yeah, we need that fullback. Charlie Dean comes in as well. We'll work it out. Who has been the biggest surprise package for me or the biggest improver this season? First off, Darcy Cameron come out of the clouds for me as soon as Brodie Grundy goes down. Darcy just showed that he is a great ruckman, and he can match it with the best. He's gone up against Witts, he's gone up against Gawn, Luke Jackson, Sean Darcy from Fremantle. He's just really held his own. And I was a big Darcy Cameron detractor. I wanted Cox over him, but he's proven me wrong, and I'm happy. I'm so happy to be proven wrong. I want to be proven wrong more than I want to be proven right with this team, and I just keep getting proven wrong, and I love it. I live for it. Another guy, Ollie Henry. When you see him in that round 1 game last season, you go, this kid is very far from it, very skinny, very timid and stuff. He goes back into the VFL, he comes into the team, VFL into the team, VFL into the team, and he kind of had a little bit of that this year. Came into the team against the Bulldogs, and he kicks 1 goal 5 or 1 goal 4 and 1 on the 4 and stuff, and he goes, shit. He's getting a lot of the ball, he's got good hands, but does he lack that sort of confidence, that mental sort of, mental stability, is that what you would say? To kind of go back and say that, yeah, I can win this, I can win games of football. So he gets dropped the next day, or the next week, comes on as a medi-sub against Fremantle, kicks, I think, 3 or 4 goals, and then he hasn't looked back since. Kicks 3 against Carlton or whatever it was. Hawthorn, he's kicking match winners. Carlton, he's kicking match winners. Melbourne, he's kicking match winners. So this kid is an absolute star. Absolute star in the making. Not the big full forward, I don't think that we're after, but puts a little bit more size on him, and he could be anything. He's so fast as well, where he can play a little bit further up the ground, kind of like a Myercheck mould, and he can just take the game on. Great set of hands, and looks like his yips are gone, and he's just, the way he backs himself, kicks for goal now. Amazing. Another guy as well, John Noble. Every Collingwood player or every Collingwood supporter would say this, where you're like, why is he in the team? He makes too many mistakes, blah, 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 blah. But again, like Darcy Cameron, he has just come from the clouds and he has improved tenfold. A mid-season signing 2 years ago now. What can you say? He's quick. He is probably the first on the team sheet. His 1%ers have been insane. His pressure has been really good as well. I just love everything about John Noble at the moment. He does do 1 or 2 things where you go, oh, god damn. But then he makes up for it with a smother, with a tackle, with a spoil, etc., etc. Another guy, obviously, come on, you think I was going to leave him out. Jack Ginnivan. Our little pocket rocket. Kicking goals, winning Anzac Day medals. He can be quiet some weeks, but he's still a very young kid. I think he's only 19 still. But he's going to be that nifty Jared Blair, Alan Didak forward that we need, that crummer. Has a lot of confidence about him, has a lot of strut, and I love that. I love that about him. Who can improve in this team? Look, I'd love to see more of Finlay McRae and Caleb Poulter in the first. They're not doing too much in the seconds. I guess that's the way they're not making the first team. Yes, they both played against the Bulldogs, but then I think they were dropped the week after. I know Finlay was. I think Caleb was straight away as well. So, you know, that doesn't help them. But they're still young. They're only 19, maybe 20. They'll get bigger and they'll get better. Another guy I want to see is Brodie Grundy. Maybe we'll make a whole video about Brodie Grundy later on down the track, about what to do with him. But when he comes back in 3 to 5 weeks' time, no, maybe not 3, 4 to 5 weeks' time, I want to see him as a full forward. I know that sounds weird. We'll talk about it later, but I'm just going to leave it with that teaser. I want to see him as a full forward. Other than that, Joy DeGoey, he's on and off. When he's on, right? Then he has a couple of down games, but if we can see him more consistent, he'll go a long way into us making finals. Now, what to expect from the rest of the season? Look, we all have expectations at the start of the season where we just didn't want to finish bottom 4. We're not going to finish bottom 4. Now, your goals changed, and I don't want to use the F word, but finals could be on the horizon. If we make it, amazing. This team went from 17th to a finals berth in Fly's first season. It's a reward for all the effort that we've put in. And, you know, if we finished anywhere between 5th and 8th, I'd be super happy, of course, because that's not where anyone wanted us. A couple of journos wanted us at the bottom of the ladder. A couple of journos had us wooden spooners. But you know, if we see a finals berth, absolutely amazing. And as soon as finals happens, it's a whole different ball game. So who knows what can happen in finals? Doggies 2016 maybe. But other than that, I think we've got a pretty good run home. Look, if we don't make finals, it's not a big deal, because I feel like this was always going to be an improving sort of year, and a year where we go back to the whiteboard, move a couple of things around, and then we sort of go again in 2 years' time. So I think anything higher than 13th is where we deserve to be. I had us at 13th. Look, anything higher than 15th is where we deserve to be. We're not going to get that low, obviously, because we do have a bunch of winnable games coming up after the bye. So if we win 3 or 4 more games, I think we're pretty much guaranteed a final spot. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 wins probably won't guarantee you a final spot. You probably want to win 5 or 6 of your next 10, or thereabouts. But like I said, if we make finals, amazing, great, reward for effort. If we don't, I don't see it as a big deal. Yes, I'm going to be disappointed, and you're going to be disappointed, but we are seeing so much excitement out of this team that we know next year we're going to be definitely right up there. We could even be pushing a top 4 spot next season. I know that's a big thing to say, but you make a couple of off-season signings and stuff. Pendlebury will go again. Maybe Sidebottom comes out, but I feel like Pendlebury will go again. You make a fullback signing in the free agency, and who knows where this team will take you next year. But this year, yes, I want to make finals. Again, doesn't matter if we don't. I've got us finishing anywhere between 6th and 11th now. Anyway, guys, this has just been my mid-season review. Be sure to let me know down below where you think we'll finish up at the end of this season. What was your biggest improvers? Who needs to improve? What was your surprise packets? What was your favourite win? And stuff like that. Don't forget, mugs at swooplook.com, t-shirts at the Carlton Draft. They'll all be linked down below. I've got a bunch of stickers. I've got hats coming. It's very much kicking off over at Swoop Luke. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and until next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you later.